Welcome, everybody.
We are live.
My name is Jason Aponte.
I am Andrew Pasquini.
We're working. That's it. We're working over here. That's it. Let's go Niners.
Let's go Niners.
Sprint Ride Option Podcast.
Oh my God, it is the loveliest night in all of 49ers Twitter. Yes, I am talking about the second annual SROPY Awards. I am your host. I almost said Jason Aponte. I'm not Jason Aponte. I am Andrew Pasquini, joined as always by my wonderful, lovely co-host, Jason Aponte. And Jason, first of all, how are you? We haven't talked live in a hot minute. How are you doing on this lovely Wednesday night for you?
I'm super excited. These award shows are things that they transcend fun, and we want to make sure that everybody gets their accolades. First of all, before we get into anything, we want to say thank you to everyone who voted. We had a large response to these straight up questions, and everybody was so, what's the word? They want I don't even have words right now, Andrew. They were so giving with their time and everything as well. So it's awesome to know that you guys participated and knew that we were going to have fun with this, and we appreciate all of you guys.
Yeah, and just to kind of give you guys an idea, this is our second annual Sprint Ride Option Podcast Award show, shortened to the SROPYs, because SROPY sounds fun. I don't know where that came from. I like it. But last year, and we did it a little differently last year, you could actually go through the Sprint Ride Option Podcast Twitter page, and you could actually find the poll the poll we had last year. And I looked at it before today. Last year, we had 34 votes. That was the most votes on any category. 34. I'm very happy to announce that we had 119 votes today. Taylor, we appreciate it. Thank you. We had 119 votes on this year's Sprint Ride Option Podcast Awards. Not the biggest number, but it is. We quadrupled our number from last year. It's exciting. It's an exciting time. It's there we go. That's the joke I wanted, and I knew somebody was going to come through with it. I'm not going to read it for the audio listeners, and you guys see it. But the Space Buns came out today. Jason's looking for. He got a haircut for this. I obviously didn't. But yeah, man, it's honestly like I want to give out the first award already. The first award goes to Adam Schefter for the thing we're not going to talk about today. That the first award, the thing we're not talking about today award is Adam Schefter. So claps to Adam Schefter, the first ever SROPY award for him. What an accomplishment. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. But we are here for
And honestly, the best thing that he's ever done in his career, by the way, also, like, that's another thing. It's like he should not be acting like that is something to just laugh at.
Yes. The SROPY might be the best accomplishment, the best award Adam Schefter's ever won. It's that prestigious. It is that prestigious. JK, you guys look like you're about to sell some shady-ass crypto, and I'm here for it. Yeah, man, that's what we're actually here for.
But this is definitely an episode for the audio people that I would implore you to go back and watch on
go
YouTube.
Find our video.
Right.
Which, by the way,
go ahead. Go for it.
Speaking of crypto, my $15 that I got for free from the Super Bowl ad is now down to $13.15. So there you go. There's your crypto update on the Sprint Ride Option. We like to stay topical.
And real quick, for the people that are here, if you're new here, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Real quick, I am headed to the combine next week, so the discussion is going to be large, and it's going to be huge, and it's going to be fun. But a lot of content to go for it there.
A lot of content. And also, if you're new here, haven't listened, you haven't had a chance to subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you may get your podcast, go ahead and do that right now. Now's a great time to do it. Jason, I wanted to plan an opening monologue, and I wanted to kind of make some jokes at each other. And The best joke I came up with was, wow, Jason Aponte looks like Austin Rivers today. Like he's never heard that one. So there's my opening monologue for today's show.
The new one that is popping out there is that I am the new John B. And if for anybody who doesn't know who John B is, John B was an R&B singer in the 90s. And yes, we do bear resemblance. But if you look up John B now as opposed to the 90s, he seems to have, as Soulja Boy would say, bitten my whole style, word for word, bar for bar. and in terms of how he looks with his beard and his hair and everything as well too. So yeah, and look, BNA knows the vibes. He is a legend, but if you look at him now today, then he is looking very much Aponte-ish, and that is he kind of stole my style a little bit. Yeah, look, Wanda knows John B is a very good looking dude. Yeah, he's a very good looking.
How do I do this? Yeah, definitely hang on. I found a picture that I'm just gonna pop up on the screen real quick. John B. R&B. I realize I have like 4 computers in front of me. Because
already, are you still down? Look, the chat is lit, and they all know who John B is, and I am proud that we have such a great crowd that understands this.
You cannot tell me this is not Jason Aponte. Share screen. God, I'm so good with technology. Look at this man. Look at this man. John B. Hopefully there's no bad pictures, and you cannot tell me this is not Jason Aponte in that picture. That is John B. John B is 110%. Like, he watches the sprint right up. That's a very small photo. This man 100% watches the Sprint Right Option podcast. So John B, thank you very much for watching the pod. He stole his looks.
Stole my whole style, word for word, bar for bar. Man, you see how crazy that happens,
my screen away. So, are we ready? Are we 100% ready for the first award of the night? There's really no rhyme or reason to the order of these awards. I tried to think of more fun awards. I couldn't. I wasn't very creative coming up with these awards. A little bit of Klay Thompson. I like it. So do we want to dive into the first award of the night?
Yes, let's do it. Absolutely. I'm excited.
The first award of the evening is something simple, something that is a conversation a lot of people like to have. I saw a lot of people talking about it today because a few images of Photoshop of Niners black uniforms came up. So it's always a conversation to talk about. So for 2021, what was the favorite uniform of the 49ers fans? The 4 nominees were the base red, the base white, the 94 reds, and the 94 whites. There you go. Niners only have 4 jerseys, so there's 4 options. It makes sense. And I wish I brought like envelopes so I could like fake open them, but I don't. But the winner of the first SROPY award tonight is the 1994 red uniforms, the ones they introduced this year. The newest one wins the award. So congratulations to the 1994 red uniforms. Best jerseys as voted by on the Sprint Right Option podcast fans. Huge award. Jason, what's your thought? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I think that's kind of where the conversation's coming. Do we agree or disagree?
I kind of disagree. I think the all white ones are so icy, man. They are so beautiful, but you really can't go wrong with this one. And rightfully so. So many people were excited, including myself, which is why I bought a Fred Warner red throwback jersey. You know, it reminds you of the time that the last time the 49ers won the Super Bowl. So it's a beautiful thing. I don't necessarily hate it, but I don't agree. I think the icy whites are too clean, too fresh, and too many good memories in 2019 are tied to it right now. So maybe it's a little bit of recency bias in my mind, but I am not mad at the red at all. But the white ones are so hard, man. They're so dope.
Yeah, no, I personally vote. So just a heads up into the voting process. Jason and I have no input on this. We both voted once. That's our only input. We're not swaying anything. I personally picked the 94 whites because, yeah, there are memories in it. The reds, I understand. The reds actually won with 47.1% of the vote. The whites had 37% of the vote, and then the 2 base ones didn't really have a chance. But there you go. There's the first SROPY award. Congratulations to the 1994 red uniform. So
your award's in the mail.
Yes, your shirt is coming soon, Jersey. You're gonna maybe we'll do this so well that the SROPY shirt will actually be a uniform next season, and people can vote on it. So there you go. So now do we want to start handing awards out to people now? Because people, the rest are people moments. Categories.
Yeah, or people, moments, things like that. Yeah. Whatever, Andrew, whatever you want, buddy. I'm just here for the ride.
We're just here for the ride, man. We're loving it. We're having fun.
And you are the sharpest man right now on this panel, man. I don't know how I thought I was going to compete with what I had on.
This is the most dressed I am in the past like year and a half, and I'm wearing sweatpants, and this jacket feels like I haven't worn it in a week or a month or a year. God, I can talk. A year and a half. It's very tight, but that's okay. So the second award we're going to hand out is the 49ers Coach of the Year. I thought this was an interesting one, and the results, not surprising, but the numbers a little surprising. We only had 4 nominees this season. Your 4 nominees: head coach Kyle Shanahan. We are big Only Shans fans here on this podcast.
Mhm.
Offensive coordinator and new head coach for the Miami Dolphins, Mike McDaniel. Defensive coordinator, D'Amico Ryans, and defensive line coach, Chris Kocurek. And the winner of the SROPY for Coach of the Year goes to defensive coordinator D'Amico Ryans, first year
Wow.
DC, and he is taking home the SROPY for Coach of the Year. Jason, will you accept this award for D'Amico Ryans? I wish we had, like, you know how cool it would be just D'Amico Ryans in the background, just pull him on the screen, like, hey, accept this award, buddy.
Or, I mean, he would probably pull up and say, listen, I got things to do. Give me this thing and just move off. But look, I mean, it's hard to argue with this, especially when you consider how the defense looked early on, all the injuries, how many people in the secondary he had to flip around and move in his first year. There were a lot of questions about whether he could step right in for Robert Saleh, who was in his 5th year. Look, the Kyle Shanahan thing, he deserves a ton of credit for keeping his team in line, especially when they were 3-5. But I think that game to game, opponent to opponent, matchup and matchup. This is why I'm trying to, run with the narrative or the nickname for D'Amico, the chameleon, because he's so good week to week, fixing things up for each team. It's well deserved, and I can't wait for him to be a head coach next year somewhere else. Thank you for sticking around for at least one more year, but well deserved, D'Amico Ryans, well deserved.
Well, and I think the biggest thing about this just massive award for D'Amico Ryans is a conversation we 100% had when the Niners announced D'Amico Ryans was going to be the defensive coordinator is can he George, thank you for the donation. I'm going to be strictly a Golden State Warriors fan if they keep Jimmy Garoppolo next year, and I'm just going to stop watching football. I'm tired of breaking my team. Man, this is an award show, George. I love the energy. We appreciate
and tearing my hair out. That's the best part at the end. Appreciate you, George, though.
We appreciate you, George. He's been here since day one. We appreciate him. The conversation we had is, can D'Amico, it wasn't even can D'Amico Ryans compete with Robert Saleh. It was, can he be in the ballpark of what Saleh was for the 49ers? And here we are on February, 23rd, 2022. And I think it's easy to say that peak D'Amico Ryans was better than peak Robert Saleh. And I think that's what really ran him away with this vote is he somehow, as a rookie, did better than Robert Saleh ever really did. I mean, especially considering the amount of the injuries he had in the secondary, just a lot of he lost Trey Greenlaw early, and Azeez Al-Shaair turns out to be good, things like that. And that's why I personally voted for D'Amico Ryans, and I think that's why he won with 76% of the vote. The next highest vote getter was head coach Kyle Shanahan with 15%, with Kocurek and then McDaniel. So there you go. D'Amico Ryans winning the 49ers Coach of the Year.
So for the audio listeners, I will serenade you real quick because this is a long time John B song. Official BNA, thank you for the donation. And
thank you.
Don't listen to what Shefty say. They don't know about Trey at QB. So I would implore people to go back and listen to They Don't Know by John B. That is in the same melody and the same way. Appreciate you for the donation, bro. We're having fun. Let's keep it rolling.
You guys didn't think there was going to be a musical guest tonight, but it was Jason Aponte. Spoilers. We are not even a spoiler. You guys are watching. So we're going to move right along to the third award of the night. We have 9 total awards, maybe one secret one that Jason and I have talked about. The third award we have, and this one, boy, oh boy, it wasn't close. 49ers Rookie of the Year. We had 4 nominees. Quarterback Trey Lance. He did start in 2 games this season, so he's on the list. Running back Elijah Mitchell. Cornerback Ambry Thomas, which, by the way, really quick, who would have thought that after the first couple games, Ambry Thomas was even going to be a nominee for this award?
Yep.
But here he is. So look at that. And last but not least, safety Talanoa Hufanga. And I don't even think we really need a drum roll here. The winner with 92% of the vote.
Pretty easy.
Running back Elijah Mitchell. Congratulations, Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah, absolutely. Elijah Mitchell. Yes. I mean, rookie record for rushing yards. What else can you say? was pretty easily him, especially when you consider how little other guys had played, when they had decided to play, or when they were let play, not decided to play. But yeah, this is pretty easy. Anybody could have seen that. It would have been Elijah Mitchell. What a season! And I feel like there's still some meat on the bone left, and I think that he can still get better as well too. It's amazing.
Well, it's funny because I mean we talk about, you know, we're a podcast. We're supposed to have opinions and reactions to things, and this is why I'm very anti-reacting to the draft right after it happens. Like, I'm fine talking about the players and all that fun stuff, but I don't like to talk about, like, hey, is this a good pick? Is this a bad pick? Like a week after the draft, because we don't know. Elijah Mitchell was a 6th-round pick, and people already didn't like him after the draft because it was a question I asked too. Why did the Niners spend 2 picks on running backs? Because they drafted Trey Sermon in the 2nd round. It feels repetitive. You already have Raheem Mostert. You have Jeff Wilson. He's coming back from injury. Why do the Niners need a running back in the 6th round? And then it ends up he's the number 1 running back on the Niners because of injuries, because of certain things like that. And all he does is 4.7 yards per carry, 963 yards in his rookie year in 11 games. He missed a few games and he still almost had 1,000 yards. And we're going to talk about a lot of meaningful offensive players in this because of, you know, this is the award show, right? We're going to talk about offensive player of the year and all that fun stuff. But Elijah Mitchell's effort, you know, this season can't be forgotten. He was a large part why they made the NFC Championship game. And hopefully, you know, he gets better as his career goes on, not being the workhorse running back, because, you know, Shanahan likes to have multiple guys in, and maybe you could see that production go up even a little more with less carries. So we'll see where he goes, but really exciting. Congratulations, Elijah Mitchell.
Way to go, buddy. Well earned. 6th-round pick. Was the best pass catching back, not named Kyle Juszczyk in camp, and ended up being the guy. And yeah, you know, Elijah Mitchell is a case study of draft capital doesn't dictate where you play, and the best guy will play. So, you know, shout out to him. And, you know, I believe that he will get better as well, too. What a season.
Yeah, and we'll definitely see how the 49ers running back situation develops. And you know, if Mostert comes back next year, you have a pretty good 1-2 punch. If it's somebody else, you still got a pretty good 1-2 punch regardless of what happens, because Elijah Mitchell exists. And who knows, maybe that 1-2 punch will be, you know, Sermon and Mitchell. Who knows what it'll be. But we're here talking about 2021, which, by the way, brings us to the next category, the 4th award. I feel like I'm going through this too quick, but hey,
no, you're good.
It's our award show. We take it at our pace.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the rookie category, but I made this the 49ers best newcomer. So non-rookie player in his first season on the 49ers. And the first one, technically, you know, 2nd year, but first, the nominees are Jawan Jennings. He did not play a snap in 2020. That's why he counts. Center Alex Mack, very important player for the 49ers offensive line. His stats don't exist. Defensive lineman Arden Key. Defensive lineman Samson Ebukam. And then the one that I got a lot of crap for throwing on, I thought the forced fumbles thing would have gotten him some love. Cornerback Josh Norman. I know that was the one that everybody yelled at me for allowing. But I included him because I don't think you can ignore the forced fumbles thing, because that is important in a vacuum, right? I just need somebody to agree with me on this.
Yes.
Thank you, Jason. But the winner, and to me, a little bit of an upset with 40% of the vote, defensive lineman Arden Key.
Arden Key, wow.
Arden Key wins the SROPY for best newcomer on the San Francisco 49ers.
Arden Key, your shirt is in the mail, buddy. It's on the way. I'm shocked.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
I'm shocked. I voted myself for Alex Mack. When you think about what this offense needs in terms of to get going on the offensive line and who's the anchor of it, you think of center, and how much of, and people, I don't know if people realize this, when Weston Richburg went down, there was a bit of a dip in terms of everything because of how important center position was. Mm-hmm. Alex Mack started out a little bit slowly, but he was a rock during the season. So look, I think it's more about impact plays. Arden Key was key down the stretch, like that right there. And he was very much impactful. But at the same time, I feel like Alex Mack had the overall longer season, but there is no wrong answer here. We left it up to you guys, and you guys voted in Arden Key. Great for him. First time 49er. Hopefully he's back. But hey, the best thing that's happened to you since you've been here as a 49er is you won a SROPY. I mean, and that's it, man. You just got to applaud it, man. That's it, man.
Really the biggest award you can win on this season. And we talk, Samson Ebukam was the name that everybody kind of had circled as like the edge rusher, the big edge rusher the Niners signed, and it ended up being Arden Key. And Arden Key had such a good year, and he wasn't a bad player with the Raiders. He just wasn't getting those sack numbers. It's almost like when you go from a player like Max Crosby helping you out to a player like Nick Bosa, you get better.
I love that. I love that jab.
It's weird how things work like that. I don't know. Maybe give Nick Bosa some All-Pro votes or something.
I love that jab. I love
Not
that
salty
jab.
at all.
Hey,
but yeah,
Raiders
he had a
fans,
career
hope you're
high
here.
in sacks. He had a career high in sacks, 6.5. He actually tripled his sack total in his career this season. He had 3 entering this season, 9.5 to end it. And I absolutely agree with the Alex Mack thing too, because yeah, it took him a bit to kind of get going, but he's the quarterback of the offensive line. He wasn't necessarily signed for his physical abilities. He was signed for his, the thing between the ears and inside your head, your brain. And I think I personally voted for Alex Mack as well. And it was pretty close. 40% went to Arden Key, 32% went to Alex Mack, 23% went to Jawan Jennings, 3.4% went to Samson Ebukam, and there was another nominee, but that's okay.
Well, Brad Graham right now is somewhere punching the air, knowing that offensive linemen are not getting love in here.
Brad Graham probably created like 4 accounts and voted Alex Mack. Let's just be honest. Which, by the way, great podcast earlier today with Brad Graham. The
appreciate
of the
that.
franchise was very fun. I watched it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Arden Key, best newcomer, winning the SROPY, shirts in the mail. Here we go. This is my personal favorite category. It is the Jason Aponte Memorial Special Teams Player of the Year. There were 3 nominees. Unfortunately, kick return and punt return just don't exist on this team ever. Nope. So the 3 nominees are kicker Robbie Gould, punter Mish Wisnowski, and long snapper Tabor Pepper. And actually, Tabor Pepper looking to defend his title because he won the Jason Aponte Memorial Special Teams Player of the Year award last year.
He did.
However, there is a changing of the guard. It is kicker Robbie Gould. Congratulations, Robbie Gould, and your $8.5 million cap hit. Congratulations, buddy.
Robbie Gould. You've got a lot of things in your life. You've got a bunch of money. I'm sure you have a ton of possessions, but the most valuable thing that you've ever gotten, your SROPY shirt, is in the mail. Robbie Gould. So.
SROPY shirt in the mail, but hey, look at Robbie Gould, because he was nails in the postseason. He was absolutely nails. Jamal, come on, man, just tearing up open wounds. It hurts. Robbie Gould was nails in the postseason, and I mean, really, after I had a meltdown and we had a collective meltdown after the missed field goal in Cincinnati. He was nails, and he even turned into a meme. He even turned into a meme with him kicking balls with the Cowboys cheerleaders and the Packers running out on the field. And he was nails, man. And he absolutely deserves the award. Jason, what are your thoughts on special teams? You love them.
Yeah, I mean, while I've had to already apologize to him, Robbie's my new favorite player. My jersey's on the way now at this point. But no, you're absolutely right. Like, there's nothing you can say about what he did going forward. And, the meme thing and just being completely unbothered, Cowboys cheerleaders, Jalen Ramsey in your face, none of those things mattered. He made all of the kicks that he had to make, and the 49ers would not have been in the NFC Championship without him. So credit to Robbie Gould. Sure, shut me up. I'm off your back, buddy. And that's it. I'm never going to say another word about your contract, anything like that. Clearly, that's why you guys are smarter than I am, and I'm just a guy dressed up in a suit in front of this Batman stuff while we do this. But your shirt is in the mail, pal. I hope we sent the right size. But again, claps for Robbie Gould, man. Way to go.
Claps for Robbie Gould. And I see some people saying, don't forget Debo. I thought about throwing Debo on there just because he only had 3 returns in the regular season. I think he only had 1 in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't quite make the Andrew Pasquini cutoff line. But I have a feeling we're going to talk about Debo Samuel here in a minute. So just be ready for that one. So we're going to move on to the 49ers defensive player of the year. And I think there was a few, I had 6 options on this one. I think this and the offensive player of the year both had 6 because I think there was a lot of options. The nominees, defensive lineman, Nick Bosa. Emiliano, I like the comment. The nominees, Nick Bosa, defensive lineman, Eric Armstead, linebacker, Fred Warner, linebacker, Azeez Al-Shaair, cornerback, Emmanuel Mosley, and safety, Jimmy Ward. So a lot of very, very good options here. But the winner, I don't think this is a secret. I don't think it's a surprise. 84% of the vote, it goes to Nick Bosa.
Hey!
So Niner fans can recognize him for having a really good year. Apparently the awards people can't.
Yep. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start taking drinks every time someone mentions John B while we're on the show. Kali, you're back here as well too. But yeah, it was obviously Nick Bosa. It was. And I mean, I don't really think that there was any other way that you could have graded this at this point. Mm-hmm. When you think about 15 sacks, how many tackles for loss, constantly double team, constantly in headlocks. I mean, what else can you say about him? He's not even fully all the way back next year. I pray for all offensive linemen because he will be fully back from his ACL. So, Nick Bosa, I don't know if we got your size right because you are a massive man with the body of an Adonis, but your shirt is in the mail, buddy, and I hope that it fits, okay?
Hopefully, if we just send out size mediums to everybody, so hopefully that works for everybody. I'm sure Nick Bosa wears a medium, right?
Yes.
Bosa feels like a medium. Maybe a schmedium. Yeah, you're right. He may be possible. I mean, if I had the body like him, I would wear as tight as shirts. I wear loose shirts because all my muscles in my stomach and it's not muscle. But if I had a body like his, I would wear as tight as shirts as humanly possible. So, Nick Bosa obviously deserves it. I think there was a few well-deserved. I think Azeez Al-Shaair probably should have gotten a little more. Actually, Al-Shaair finished with more. Azeez Al-Shaair finished with the second amount of votes. So there you go. Yeah, I think there was a lot. Eric Armstead definitely deserves some love. The 84% goes to Bosa. Let's see here. 6% to Al-Shaair, 5% to Armstead. And then Ward. Wow, Warner didn't get a vote. I didn't even notice that. Wow.
Ward at that. Did not, or Warner.
No, Ward got a vote. Warner did not. I am a little surprised. Niner fans do better. He deserved at least one.
One vote.
One MVP vote is all we wanted for Debo.
Yeah, the same way that Debo should have gotten one. Yeah, Debo could have got one MVP, one Offensive Player of the Year. Come on, not one for Fred Warner, just one. Someone had to. Out of all of the votes that we got, somebody should have said, hey, come on.
Somebody should have said Fred Warner, but they didn't. We're going to move on to the Offensive Player of the Year. Do I even waste my time? Hey, J510, I hope you're ready to subscribe, turn on those notifications. Do we even need to list? I'm going to list the nominees.
Do it.
Quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, running back Elijah Mitchell. I listed offensive weapon Debo Samuel. Boy, I wonder who's going to win this one. Wide receiver Brandon Ayuk, tight end George Kittle, left tackle Trent Williams, and 94.1% of the vote, Debo Samuel. Not a surprise. Like I probably could have just not put a category. But Debo Samuel wins the 49ers offense. Oh, damn it, Jason. I'm thinking I could have. Everybody erase the last 30 seconds of your mind. That never happened. Jason Aponte, on the count of 3, the winner of the 49ers Offensive Player of the Year award. 1, 2, 3. Debo Samuel.
Woo!
We got it one last time. There we go. I saw Joe Staley and Trent Williams stole our bit, so we had to take it back.
Yeah. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of John B stealing my style. I'm tired of guys stealing our content. I'm tired of it all, man. I really am, man. But what more can you say about Debo Samuel? I think that hasn't already been said. The running joke with us is every time we do 3 stars after a game, the number 1 star was Debo Samuel. When you need a play, when you needed something big in a big moment, if we played a game of how many times did Debo save the season, I think we would run out of how many times he did. Just a fantastic season. Happy to see the fruits of his labor that were planted in camp. And he looked like the best player on the field, and it translated completely. Debo Samuel is going to be a joy to watch as a 49ers fan for anybody. Wide back, WRB1, OW, offensive weapon, whatever it is that you want to call him. Nobody better in the league right now at this position, which is called offensive weapon. So 49er fans, look, 49er fans have best offensive weapon in the league, best tight end in the league, best left tackle in the league. I'd probably say best tight end, one of the best linebackers in the league. You're blessed. Your core is blessed. You're blessed with talent, and there's not many teams that can say all that. Debo Samuel, thank you for this season. Thank you for everything that you did for this team. Thank you for all the memories. Not going to be easy to forget. So,
yeah, and I realized today that I forgot to put an MVP of the team category. God, Jamal is just coming in with fire today. We love Jamal. I realized I forgot to put an MVP category, which hand up my bad. I'm not perfect. Don't vote for me for any awards. But he probably would have won MVP. And without Debo Samuel, I don't think the 49ers are anywhere near the NFC Championship game. Without Debo Samuel, I don't even think they're anywhere near the playoffs. He saved them a lot. He was such an important player for this team. And this is something like, honestly, we've repeated so many times we've said how important Debo Samuel is to this team. And it makes me happy that he wins the most prestigious award there is, the SROPY for 49ers Offensive Player of the Year. So congratulations, Debo Samuel. It wasn't a surprise. He got 94% of the vote. Trent Williams had 5. And Jimmy Garoppolo had 1. So there you go. Those are the 3 people that got votes for the Offensive Player of the Year. We have 2 more fan voted categories. But let's give out one that we just created before the show that I kind of threw out there to Jason, because we were thinking about some award that Jason and I agreed upon. And I don't even know. God, Joey, guys, the joke. I love it. Keep it coming.
And then you say that on top of that,
that's why I pointed. But I don't even know what to call this award. I'm going to call it the Sprint Ride Option Podcast Lifetime Achievement Award, because that's just what came to my head. And I want to use this to recognize somebody that we've had on this podcast multiple times. And when I first quote unquote, met this person on Twitter, I allegedly muted them because their Warriors takes were so horrendous. And I ended up getting to know this individual. Very well. Jason, you also ended up getting to know this individual very well. And to see this individual's growth throughout the season, seeing him start, just as we had the 49ers gold mine, he was a part of that. And just to see him develop into what he's become, to even be 1% of that, just to be a friend of his and just see that growth has been amazing. So I do want to give the first ever, and I think Jason agrees with me, we kind of talked about it. I want to give the first ever Sprint Ride Option Podcast Lifetime Achievement Award to the one and only Jordan Elliott of Niners Nation. The growth he has had throughout the season has been amazing. It's really cool to see your friends succeed. And Jason and I wanted to do something that wasn't a part of the 49ers and kind of acknowledge somebody we've had on the pod. But man, just where he was versus to where he is now. It's insane. And I mean, remember the day he got like 2,000 followers on Twitter because of his tweets during camp and all that stuff. And I'm just repeating myself. So Jason, I'm sure you have words about Jordan as well. So I'll let you take over.
I will accept this award for my splash cousin, Warden Elliott. And there's not a guy who works harder in terms of forming his own opinions, who is easy to speak to, who is knowledgeable. And I couldn't be happier to see a guy that I considered for a long time just a peer, now a friend, a very dear friend, to have succeeded as much as he has. If you guys don't know, Check him out on Niners Nation. His articles are smart, engaging, intricate. Even if you don't agree with the opinion, you still have to respect the opinion. I am proud to call this man a peer, but I'm even prouder to call him a friend. And I can't wait to see this young man at the combine in Indianapolis, man. We're both going to be out there, apparently, it looks like. So, yes, Jordan Elliott, I'm proud of you, buddy. And I couldn't have wished I couldn't have wished it for anybody better than you, man. And we are super excited to see your growth and doing radio hits in New Zealand and Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah, it's just like Rich Madrid is like in shambles. The fact that you're doing hits before him. So, but yes, Jordan, love you, buddy. Appreciate everything that you do, man. You deserve everything that's coming to you. And for anybody who isn't following Jordan, at Splash Cousin, at Splash_cousin on Twitter. But if you look on Niners Nation, Jordan Elliott, you'll see his articles on there as well too, man. I learned from Jordan as I do so many people, and I'm grateful that I've formed a relationship with him.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely one of the people I'm happiest to have met this on. Like, I know we like George. We love you. We love you. We love this energy you bring every week. We love you. Yeah, seeing him grow and I know I am very negative on Twitter a lot, which is kind of the takes and all that fun stuff. But the people we've gotten to know because of this dumb football team that we all follow and enjoy, Jordan, Rich, Javi, Brad, Brett is huge. We love Brett. Everybody, Angie, Steph, all of them, Leo, Luke, Q. I can name names for Jason Aponte, somebody I've met too. It's been fun to see Jordan grow this season. So shout out Jordan, first ever Sprint Right Option Podcast Lifetime Achievement Award. And I'm actually going to also go off of scripts. I'm going to go off script as well because I see Britt. If there was a SROPY Sportsmanship Award, who would get it? And I think this is a great one because I didn't think of this. I had somebody I wanted to make sure got an award this season. And I think this is the perfect one. So Britt 125. Can you put Britt's comment up so everybody can see? I'm gonna make the announcement. The SROPY Sportsmanship Award. It's got to go to Jimmy Garoppolo, does it not?
Wow.
Does it not? Does it not?
Yes.
He's playing the entire season as a lame duck quarterback. Everybody knows it's his last season. Lame duck's kind of mean to say, but he knows it's his last season with the Niners likely. And he went out there and played in an NFC championship game with literally one arm, a shoulder falling off, a thumb falling off. So I want to Jimmy Garoppolo wins the SROPY for the Sportsmanship Award. I think that's a fair one, right?
I think Don Berg got snubbed.
Don Bird might have gotten snubbed. We definitely there's a lot. Listen, man. If we were picking individuals out from the chat that we've seen, like we're gonna be listing names for a while because there's so many people. Sin, Jesse, Stats Department Award, shout out. Don Burr. There's a lot of people that have been here since day one. Don
Burr came in here hot in week one. Hot. Talking crazy about how the 49ers were going to lose, but he never left. Now he's Marketing a part of us. He's a part of 49ers Twitter. Mm-hmm. So, look, I get what you're saying about Jimmy Garoppolo. I feel Don Burr is snubbed just a little.
Ooh, yes. See, I was thinking, how about this? The SROPY for Sportsmanship Award on the 49ers goes to Jimmy Garoppolo. The SROPY for Sportsmanship Award of the chat has to Don Burr. Just congratulate. What a season, Don Burr. Congratulations. I hope Dan Campbell works out. Hopefully Jared Goff works out as well. So congratulations to all those who have won an award today.
And if they don't, Don Burr's still going to be a Lions fan because, as you know, it's Detroit versus everybody.
Detroit versus everybody. Got to yell it. It's all caps. It's all caps.
No, I love it. I love how Don Burr has become a part of us now, right? In 49ers Twitter. When the Lions lose a game, everybody's like, damn, we all feel for Don Burr. When they win a game, we're all excited for him. So that's how much he's endeared himself towards us. And that is why Don Burr absolutely deserves this award. Congratulations to you, buddy.
There you go. Congratulations, Don Burr. Somebody let him know. I know. Sin, you're friends with Don Burr. You have a way to reach him, right? He'll see. Hopefully he'll see. So beautiful. So there was 3 just off the top awards that we just randomly made up. There you go. More people getting awards, no bad things. In terms of the awards we had you guys vote on, we have 2 left. All the individual awards have been handed out. Mm-hmm. It's getting a little hot in here. These things are hot. I
had to open it up real quick. It is a little hot. Yeah.
Oh, I had to open mine up because it got a little tight. 49ers win of the season, and I think there was a few of them. There was a few good options. The options I put: Week 10 against the Rams, 31-10 Monday Night Football. That was the win that kind of turned the season around. I know the Bears game existed, but the Bears are not the Rams. The Niners played the Rams on Monday night and just absolutely walloped them like they usually do. We don't talk about the NFC Championship game, though. Week 14 at the Bengals, 26-23 overtime. Jimmy Garoppolo cooked in the second half. Second half overtime. Juwan Jennings made a hell of a catch. Niners win. Week 18 at the Rams, the game they needed to win to make the playoffs, and they did. And then your 2 playoff wins at the Cowboys in the wild card round and the divisional round at the Packers. And the winner for SROPY, 49ers win of the year. It's the Week 18 win against the Los Angeles Rams, the last game we acknowledged in Los Angeles. What a win that was for the 49ers. It got them into the playoffs.
Yeah, that would have been my vote as well, too. I mean, there is no divisional game. There's no wild card game. There's none of that without that game. And against all odds with the thumb and coming off of the Texans game with Jimmy playing and the way that happened, yeah, this was the logical answer. It really was. Had to happen this way, happened in the craziest of fashions. Kind of made us all believe that something special was happening, which it was when you really think about how the season, went down. It doesn't really, obviously it didn't end the way that we wanted it to, but none of this is possible without that game, Week 18 against the Rams. That would have been my vote. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Personally, I actually voted for the Packers game. Just because of the situation. If you told me the Niners are, like we said this on the podcast, right? If you would have told me the 49ers were going to score 13 points against the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field in sub-0 degrees, I would have said, boy, how much did the Packers win that game by? And the Packers didn't win that game, and it may or may not have sent Aaron Rodgers into retirement. Who knows? We don't know yet. Aaron Rodgers doesn't seem to know either. But yeah, man, that Rams win, I think the added bonus, the one we definitely had fun with, Jason, is the Niners ruined a T-shirt game, which is always a very fun thing to do because you remember the Rams, man, they were really sad about that game, and that was the game they clinched the NFC.
They won the NFC West. They won the NFC West and went into that locker room like they had just missed the playoffs, and that was a beautiful thing.
And obviously, the joke is a little less fun because things happened.
They got us back.
We don't talk about it. But huge. That game was such a fun game going into overtime. Jimmy Garoppolo's touchdown pass to Juwan Jennings, and then Ambry Thomas's interception, which was kind of, Ambry Thomas, like the year he had, how much of a rod he was in terms of Niner fans not liking him for how slow he started and him having the playoff clinching interception. It was James, I love that. I just want to know who wins the Is He Ready award. We love it.
That's a great question.
So yeah, I do think that's the right one. I personally voted for the divisional round win over the Packers, but I definitely understand why the Rams game won, because that's the game that got them to the playoffs, and that's the game that got them the chance to beat the Packers. So congratulations to that game. Your shirt's in the mail. Your shirt's in the mail, game. Congratulations. Would we send it to SoFi? Since that's where the game was?
And we just put care of the 49ers since the 49ers run SoFi. So, yeah.
Yeah, they run SoFi, except for that one game, but we don't talk about it.
It was 50-50.
50-50, yeah. Final award of the night. I thought this was the biggest award, the play of the year, the biggest play of the season.
It better be what I voted for.
We'll find out what you voted for, and we'll find out what the winners were. The nominees for the 49ers play of the year. Week 8 at Chicago, Deebo Samuel's 83-yard catch and run. It wasn't a touchdown, but we're including it because that was a play that kind of turned around the season. Week 13 at Seattle, George Kittle's 48-yard touchdown run where he tiptoed down the sideline. Very impressive. I didn't know a human being could keep his balance that long. Week 18 at the Rams, Jimmy Garoppolo hits Jawan Jennings for a touchdown to tie the game with under a minute left. And then 2 nominees from the divisional round, the punt or the field goal block by Jimmy Ward and the punt block by Jordan Willis. Those are your 5 nominees for the play of the year. And the final SROPY of the night for 49ers play of the year, it has to go to Jordan Willis's blocked punt for a touchdown. Congratulations. Jordan Willis and Talanoa Hufanga combining for that play. Jason, thoughts?
Yes, that's absolutely the correct answer. That's the one I voted for as well. I mean, again, if you would have said the 49ers are not going to score a touchdown in this game, how do they win? I never could have told you how they would have won. 13 points, got the job done. That is a play that no matter what, how this season ended, will live in 49ers history. We haven't come up with a name for it, but if you remember that game after the punt block, that stadium went silent because I feel those Green Bay Packer fans knew the same exact thing. Game's over now. Like, you lost now. Like, at this point, you have a chance to get the ball back, but you know your defense isn't going to do it. You know your offense isn't going to do anything. The 49ers fought and battled and battled, and that play was their I don't know how to explain it. Like, they fought and they finally had their moment, and that was it. It was built that way because of the way that they were playing, the way that they had been playing on defense. They held enough on offense to make that happen. Yes, that's absolutely the right call, and that is something that will live on in 49ers history for a long time. May not be up there with the catch 1, catch 2, catch 3, but there's definitely something that we will discuss going forward in terms of playoff moments for years to come. Shout out to you, Jordan Willis. That's the play that made you a forever 49er because no one will ever forget your name now based on that.
And it's definitely like the most important special teams play in 49ers history. And I think the reason why is when you think of 49ers special teams plays, there's 2 that come to mind, right? Big 49ers special teams plays, and both happened in that game, right? Like, those might be the 2 most important special teams play in 49ers history. And Jordan Willis, it was the game sealer. And yeah, the energy in Green Bay really stuck out. And a lot of people talked about the Niners special teams all season. And it ended up being that the Packers were just worse at special teams that allowed the Niners to create these 2 great moments. And yeah, the Jordan Willis blocked punt, it's going to live in history. And I'm going to die on this hill. Josh Norman made it happen. I'm just going to die on that hill because he came in. The Packers changed their offensive plan and tried a quick shot to Devontae Adams on Josh Norman. I'm just going to die on that hill. But yeah, congratulations to Jordan Willis, one of the most memorable plays in 49ers postseason history. And that's a very rich and long history for the 49ers. So to do something that will be remembered 4 years, maybe even the rest of my life. Jason, I'm excited. Like, you and I, we're going to be 70 years old hanging out at our senior home somewhere in the middle of the United States, telling our great-grandchildren about the pump block. And they're going to be like, okay, Grandpa Ponte, like, I have heard this story 47 times, and you're going to tell them it a 48th time. And
I'm going to tell it 49 times.
49 times. Is there a reason you picked that number? Do we have a football team that has that number or something?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. So there you go. There is the 2nd annual SROPY Awards. We got through it. Congratulations to all the winners. Your shirt is in the mail. And when I say your shirt is in the mail, I mean, it's not because there are no shirts. I'm sorry to disappoint everybody. That was a little lie we told. It's the podcast business, guys. There's a lot of lying, but that's okay. Jason, before we get out of here today, do you have any final thoughts, final things you want to say, anything you want to talk about?
No, I'm just, look, I think that, the reason that we did it this way, this show, this way, where we wore the suits and everything as well, too, is, yes, we want to be analysts and we want to give, proper, objective thoughts. But I think a lot of what people forget is that this is supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And why can't we have fun here and there while we do this, especially during the off season at this point? So this only works because of the dynamic that you and I have. We
Yes.
both understand that, at the end of the day, we're just having fun. We're just talking football. That's it. Like, what's wrong with that? And I had a blast doing this as well too. So,
it was fun.
Shout out to everybody that was in here. We've got 49 people in here right now. Seems right.
Perfect.
Seems right. And everybody who's in here commenting, who has pulled up, anything like that, has shared thoughts, over the year. Like, this is a good time for us to reflect, right? Because this feels like the end of the year show, right? Like, before we get into like the actual end of the year show. But none of this is possible without you guys. None of this is possible without your support, without you giving us feedback, without you guys tuning in. And I don't want that to get lost, and I don't want you guys to ever think that we don't ever think about you guys at all. We appreciate each and every one of you. And you guys, when it's hard on certain days for us to do it, because it's hard for Andrew, it's hard for myself, certain days we don't want to do this, but you guys are the reason that we do it. And we appreciate you guys so much, man. This was a lot of fun today, and we're going to keep having fun throughout the year. And we hope that you guys stick with us as well too. Sin, thank you so much. Appreciate you as always. Again, the Sin's a day one, like day one for real. Like day one, like Sin knows about Clubhouse. That's day one stuff right there. That's Dub House. That's day one stuff.
SROPY for best dunk of all time in Clubhouse.
Dunking on Vish Kumaran
goes to Sin for dunking on Vish for saying Andy Dalton would be a good starter for the 49ers. Congratulations, Sin. Huge award.
SROPY. Your shirt's in the mail.
Your shirt's in the mail. There is no shirt, Sin. I'm sorry. So just to kind of lay out the scheduling, you guys may notice there's less live streams. We're doing more audio only podcasts. It's the off season. So if you guys want to catch us, we're going to have some content audio only. Go find the Sprint Right Option podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Just a rough idea of my schedule for what we're planning. We're going to finish our free agency profiles because we had the 3 already with Laken Tomlinson, DJ Jones, and Jaquaski Tart. We have 3 more coming. I don't know the order yet exactly. It's going to be K'Wan Williams, Raheem Mostert, and then just kind of the rest, because the Niners have a lot of free agents. We're not going to do 50 episodes for all individual free agents. So that'll be coming out over the next week, 3 new episodes. And then Jason and I, we kind of got a little cheeky with it because I know the season's been over for a couple months. But we are actually, we're actually going to do our year in review episode. I think the date we picked was Monday, March 14th. And that's because the NFL league ends on March 15th and it starts on March 16th. So you see what we did there, like end of the year at the end of the year. It's cheap. It's like New Year's, but not really. So March 14th is going to be our year in review episode. So we got a lot of content coming out here. We'll likely have some episodes coming out here and there as well. So Jason, any final, I know I just asked you, but any final thoughts before we get out of here today?
Nope. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a blast to kick it with you this year. Imagine this team and what they did and how fun it was to hang out with you guys and talk about it. But I'll end it when Andrew tells me with the catchphrase.
Oh man, I have an open forum. Let's talk about my thoughts on the Wolverhampton Wanderers. Jason Aponte, as always.
Let's go Niners, and we're not talking soccer ever.
Bring back Jaquaski Tart, please.
Let's go. Welcome, everybody.
We are live.
My name is Jason Aponte.
I am Andrew Pasquini.
We're working. That's it. We're working over here. That's it. Let's go Niners.
Let's go Niners.